to the Struggleville YouTube channel. For this video, we're going to take a look at this Hosmart Intercom system. Now, Hosmart was nice enough to send me this item for free so they could bring it to you. They were also nice enough to provide me with a promo code. So if after watching this video, you decide this item is for you, there's a link down below to my website, struggleville.net, with all the promo information that you'll need to complete the purchase. Now, make sure you watch all the way to the end, because as I was preparing to make this video, I saw that Hosmart claims this thing has a 1,000-foot range, and we put that claim to the test. But without further ado, let's check out the Hosmart Intercom system.
Here's the package that Hosmart sent me. You see there's one main or master unit, and then the second box here is a sub or slave unit. It's 6-channel, so the master will be channel 0, and then you can have 5 subs connected to it. And the back of the packaging actually has a little bit of information we can go over before we open this thing up. Real-time, 2-way intercom, effective communication distance approximately 1,000 feet, so that's really good. It uses this digital enhanced cordless telecommunications DECT 6.0 technology. That's the same thing that the latest cordless phones also use. Effortlessly connect and converse hands-free, expandable, we said it's 6-channel. Easy to set up and use. Continuous monitor functions, pretty neat. You can almost use it as like a baby monitor without the video, but you can monitor noises. Especially helpful if maybe you have someone, a handicapped person, some kind of disability, or someone with Alzheimer's or dementia, something like that. Being able to continuously monitor sounds from their bedroom at night so they don't walk off or something would be useful. Wide application, okay, suitable. It says here built-in 18650 battery. It's capable of using an 18650 battery or being plugged into a power adapter. I haven't opened it yet, but as far as I know, it does not come with the 18650 battery, but we'll take a look at that in a second. And extra signal security to deter eavesdropping. Don't worry, the government does enough of that. So this is the master unit. They look very similar from what I can tell in the pictures, just a slightly different color so you can differentiate. They might be labeled separately. Okay, we have a little instruction manual. This main unit, not counting the antenna, I'm left-handed, so get used to that. Almost 6 inches and just about 3.5 inches that way. Take a look and see you have the antenna. We have our different channel buttons. The monitor function, which we already talked about. The group button will actually talk with every sub that you have hooked up to it in the lineup there. Volume up and down, power button, and to call or answer a call coming into the main. See, it uses a micro USB for the power, and it does come with that cable as well as the wall plug. And as mentioned, there's a slot for an 18650, but the 18650 is not actually included. Now, 18650, for those of you who don't know, is the size of a battery. So if you have AA's, you have AAA's, 18650 is the size. You probably can't go to Walmart and buy one, but they're readily available on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below. So there's our master. Let's take a look at our sub. See, the box is labeled sub. Again, we have the instruction manual. Also on the Amazon listing, you can buy different configurations. You can buy one main with 2 subs. You can buy it with 3 subs. You can just buy the subs if you already have a main. So you see the main is kind of a grayish color and it says main at the bottom. This one's all black, says sub at the bottom. Otherwise it's the exact same configuration of buttons. Same port on the back, same slot for the 18650. Also notice they have mounting holes if you want to mount this on the wall. So they look like nice little units, but we got to test them out, see how they work. One thing I really like about these is that you don't have to sit there and hold the button or keep pressing the button every time you want to talk. Once the main connects to one of these subs, it works like talking on speakerphone on your phone. You just answer the call, and then it's connected until you hit call again to hang up. You can leave it running 24 hours if you wanted. So that's really handy, kind of makes it hands-free. If you got a big family, maybe you put it in the kids' room, use the group call. Say, hey, all you little jerks, come down for dinner. We mentioned if you had like a disabled person, maybe someone just got out of surgery and they're bedridden or something like that, and instead of having a little bell that would be super annoying, they can just call you on the intercom and they can say, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom, and you can just respond, good luck. But seriously though, I do think they'd be really useful, so let's run them through a couple of scenarios and check it out. First thing, as part of the setup process, we're gonna have to get both of these things turned on. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the sub run off this 18650, which, by the way, when this is plugged into a wall, it'll also charge the 18650. So if your power went out or anything, you would have a way to still use the intercom system so long as you had the battery. Here we have learned our first bit of information. So I have 3 18650 batteries that I own. Now there's two types. There's flat top and there's button top. All of these are button top, which makes them just a little bit longer. And if you see here, now the really disappointing thing about this is look how much play there is in that spring. How much that spring can compress. And how much more room would we need just to fit that little button in there. Good for you to know if you buy one of these that you need a flat top. Ooh, that didn't sound healthy. You need the flat top. Obviously the button top 18650s are not going to work. You're going to need flat top 18650s. One thing that was really important to me that I wanted to try on these things was to test that 1,000-foot range, or as best as we can test it out. So before the video is over, I did purchase some flat top 18650s, so I'll include a test of that in this video before we end it. Just have to wait for those to come in from Amazon. If they do end up working, then I will link those specific batteries down below, as well as these items here. So first thing we have to do when we have a new set, or for even adding more subs, is you have to register them, or if you were talking in Bluetooth terms, pair them together. And to do that, on the master, you're going to hold 0 and 3 at the same time until you get a tone. And you're going to hold 0 and 3 on whatever subunit you are registering until you hear that tone again. I don't know if you can tell with the lights, but the red light is on for 0 on the master. The master is always 0. And 1 is lit up for the sub. It's automatically sequential. Then to place a call, hit 1, and you can see number 1, call is flashing, we hear it ringing, and we can answer it, but these being right next to each other, it's probably not going to work out well. Hello? Yeah, that's what I thought. So that's how you successfully register a new sub. The numbers are going to be sequential, automatically assigned. So if I bought a second one, it would automatically become number 2. Buy a third one, it automatically becomes number 3 as you register them. As I mentioned, it also has a monitor function so that you can listen to the microphone on one of the subs and anyone else can hear what's going on there. So the one you want to listen to will hit monitor. You hear the tone. The master is the only other thing registered, so you see the 0 flashing. We're going to hit 0. And we're getting the feedback because we're right next to it. But now the master is able to monitor anything happening on this sub here. And we're going to end that because the feedback. Inside the house now, we have the sub in the garage. That's a metal building. I don't think this is going to work, but there's only one way to find out. Probably about 100 feet away inside a metal building, which is probably going to interfere. Now, one thing I noticed is in the light, it's kind of hard to see. The zero's lit up because this is the main, and the main is 0. At nighttime, I'm sure you can see that a lot better, but in the daylight, you can see when I'm just standing here, pretty hard to see. But anyway, let's call that sub. So hit the call button. You see 1 is lit up because we have that registered. Now we need to go answer it at the sub in the garage. And you can see out in the garage, we don't even get a tone. Now, that was expected. In this building, I don't get my Wi-Fi signal. I don't get a cell phone signal. So it would be shocking for this to actually work, but you got to try it. We have you down in the basement with the sub. We're going to call the master, which is on the first floor, but opposite side of the house. So we're going to hit call. Let's go answer that. It does not ring indefinitely. It stopped before I got here. All right, let's try this again. So we're going to call 1, and we're going to run. Got to it in time. All right, we got to put you guys at the other side so you can see if you can hear me. But now we're connected, so we should be able to hear back and forth.
Can you hear me? EJ to YouTube. Can you hear me? Hello, McFly. I'm going to assume you guys can hear me down there. I won't actually know until I go grab that camera and see what's going on. But let's try backing up a little bit farther in the room and see if you can still hear me. Well, from here, we're probably 8 to 10 feet away. Talking a little bit louder than normal, but not yelling or screaming or anything. Hopefully you guys can still hear me on the other end. I think we need to take this upstairs, so we're going from the basement to the second story and see how that works.
We're in the bathroom on the second floor. Now I got to make the call and get all the way down to the basement and answer it before it stops ringing. It's going to be like an obstacle course. Makes me wish I did track at some point. Maybe I'd be a little faster. It also makes me wish I already had the batteries. Don't mind my dog hacking. But if I already had the batteries, I could have connected the two and then just went somewhere else. And don't mind the other dog barking. Yes, it's very difficult to work from home. Okay, we're going to call this thing and we're going to run to the basement to try and answer it in time. We will call 1. Look out, dog! Look out!
Look out, other dog! Look out! We're coming through! I hear it!
Whew! We got to it in time. Let's go back upstairs and see if we're heard back and forth.
Still out of breath, going 2 flights of stairs for the 3rd time. Not a fat kid's best friend. But we're still recording downstairs, so you should be able to tell if you can hear me or not. And when you're done talking to somebody, just hit the call button again to hang up.
And you see the white, or the 1 turn off there to show that you're not connected anymore. Need the batteries to show up so we can test the range on this thing. Flat top batteries came in. Look at both sides. Look how flat they are. They came in. The cheapest I found was actually a 4-pack that came with a flashlight, but it was cheaper than buying just the batteries. So that's what will be linked down below. But I already got them in here. One-handed's difficult. And you can see the battery just falls in. Perfect. Now we gotta do some long range testing. Time to do a long range test. Well, mosey on down this road, which is why we needed
battery power. Now this thing says it has a range of up to 1,000 feet. I don't know if I'm in view of the camera yet, but this here tree to my right is 200 feet from the corner of the driveway and the road. You guys are a little bit off the road, but gives us an idea. And I believe this here light I'm looking at will turn off if we lose connection. So right here, 200 feet. Utility pole is another 113 feet. So when I get to this utility pole, we're at 313. And I really hope this is recording right, because I don't want to have to walk down the road again. This, my friends, is 313 feet away. Hopefully you can still hear me. We're at 313. Next utility pole is 100 feet away. Sure, it would be nice if they're in 100-foot increments. That's going to be 413 when we get to this next one. This is 400 feet. 400. Actually, a little bit more because you're not right along the road. 400 feet. Let's see what else we got. This tree up here is 150 more. At 560-ish. We'll be about 560 by the time we get to this tree. Alright, this is about 560 feet.
You can see the house, but I guess you can't really see where we're going. Long way away, but I think they can still hear me. Red light's still on, like you can hear me. Let's move on to the next one.
Alright guys, I'm walking to a mailbox, and when I get to it, 800 feet. We're at 800 feet. I don't know if you guys can see me from there. I can see the yellow tripod a little bit. This is 900 feet. 900 feet away. Hopefully you guys can still hear me, but I'm pretty impressed that I know it's still connected at least a little bit, because I can hear the wind on the other end.
I just lost the call. The call light went out. I don't know if you guys could hear me at 900 feet, but the call light was still connected. We'll go back and check the camera. This pole right here was going to be 1,050 feet. So if that came through clear, it's pretty damn impressive. Someone could be like down the block. Obviously this is a pretty good test. It's flat, there's no buildings, there's no obstructions on either side. But it's ideal to test their 1,000-foot rating, and it appears it works 1,000 feet. I just want to say I won't be able to answer it, but let's see if I can call. I'm not quite as far. I'm still close to 900 feet. Yeah, it's trying to call. Let's go ahead and do our sign out as we're walking down the road, assuming that it was actually clear. That distance is pretty amazing. I didn't expect it to actually go that far. If you're interested, the link is down below. We'll have that promo code for you. Give you a little discount on the item. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you give the video a like, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. I'm going inside to warm up. See you next time.